Peggy here from Cooperative Kids of Agawam, and I've been going through the 6 C's of cooperation with you, and I've already covered the first 2 C's. The first C was calm, and it's so important that we stay calm. If our children get hijacked by that amygdala, they are not in a place of learning, and they are not in a place where they can hear us. So the first step is to always bring ourselves to calm and then bring the child to calm. The teaching, the discussion, the conversation can come when everybody is calm. Number 2, we talked about the importance of connection. Remember, for children to thrive, for children to really cooperate, they must feel connected and they must feel valued. So connection, we talked about the 4-minute rule. We also talked about making sure that you're meeting your needs before you walk in the door and implement the 4-minute rule. We also talked about connecting with a child before we expect them to transition or before we correct them. Connect before you correct. Connect before you transition. Here's another thing that we need to do in connecting with our children. It's important to let our children know ahead of time what is going on. And it's also a good idea to allow the children to play a part in what are the rules, what are the boundaries that need to be laid. Children do need rules. Children do need boundaries. It's just that rules, as Bill Corbett would say, rules without relationships equals rebellion. So let the child get involved. If you're taking the child to a store, on the way to the store, talk to the children. So, how do we behave in the store? What are the rules for being in the store? And whatever you've laid out, or you can ask the children, if you've never done this before, what rules do we need to have so that when we go into the store, we can all have a good experience? And you might tell your children ahead of time, you know, we're going into the store today to buy a birthday present for your friend. Mommy's not willing to buy anything else because it doesn't fit into the budget. So what rules do we need to follow when we go into the store so that we can all have a good experience? And you may come up with 3 simple rules. Number 1, you hold Mom's hand when we walk through the parking lot. Number 2, you can look at a toy, but remember, we're not buying any toys today. It doesn't fit into the budget today. And number 3, you can let your child know ahead of time that if they can't handle not getting a toy or having their way, then you will simply pick them up, take them back to the car, go home, and then you'll go later and buy the toy. Is it inconvenient? Yeah, it is. It's inconvenient to have children. Now here's the thing about laying the groundwork ahead of time. Number 1, children know what to expect. That's a good thing. But here's where you can get into trouble. If you're not consistent. Consistency is the capital C of cooperation. If we're not consistent with the rules that we've laid down, you're better off not having had the rules in the first place. None of this will work without consistency. Your child needs to know that you're serious. When you go out to eat with your children, you review with them ahead of time what to expect. And if they get into the restaurant and they decide that they can't handle being there, that's okay. You will calmly pick them up and carry them to the car and sit with them in the car. You're not going to yell at them. You're not going to scream at them. You're going to model calm, and you and your child will sit in the car while everybody else finishes their meal. You do that 1 or 2 times, I'll guarantee you, you probably won't have to do it much more than that, because they'll get it. We do a real disservice to ourselves and to our children if we are not consistent. So one of the big tools in bringing more cooperation to our families or to our classrooms is to have rules. Have them set out in advance. Have your children repeat them. Have your children help you to make them. Make sure everyone is on the same page. And then be consistent. Consistency, the big C to cooperation.